Welcome to Let the Sun Shine, and thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure there isn't a single person listening or watching this video who doesn't want to be loved. Sadly, not everybody feels loved. Here's some good news today. God loves you. Oh, you say, sure, people say that. God loves you. Well, it says in Psalm 107 verse 43, consider the great love of the Lord. Then he goes on to tell us the type of people that God loves. He talks about the wanderer in verses 4 to 9, people who are wandering, just going with the flow, wandering through life, searching for the real meaning of life, longing to find satisfaction and joy and look in all sorts of places. Many think these things cannot be found in Jesus, but can be found in the world, and so they spend their days chasing rainbows. Because that's all the world offers us. Rainbows with a pot of gold at the end, but you never get it. You never find it, because it doesn't exist in the world. If you are someone like that, then, my friend, God loves you. The psalmist talks about the prisoner in verses 10 to 16, and there are many prisoners behind bars today for crimes that they committed. But there are far more prisoners in this world who are not in prison. They're walking free, but they're prisoners to alcohol and drugs and habits and behaviours and desires and sins, and they can't control it and they can't escape from it. If you're one of those people, God loves you. Or he talks about the rebellious in verses 17 to 22. There's a kind of rebel in all of us, isn't there? And we meet people all the time, those who won't conform, those who want their own way, those who want to do their own thing, those who rebel against the system and rebel against authority and they rebel against the law and they rebel against conventions and they rebel against God. And every time we sin, we rebel against God. If you are one of those people, God loves you. Or the battered. He talks about the battered in verses 23 to 27. How many people are battered by storms within? Consumed with anger. There's a lot of angry people. Consumed with passion. Consumed with jealousy. Consumed with lust. Consumed with resentment. Consumed with revenge. Others who are tormented by guilt, broken by bereavement, eaten up with regrets and worries and despair. If you're one of those people, God loves you. You see, God loves you. And in that psalm verse, there's a key verse. It keeps being repeated throughout the psalm. Then they cried out, these people cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distresses. Oh, listen, it's time for you to cry out to Jesus. Why? Because he loves you. No matter what group of those people you're in, he loves you. Calvary proves it. He died for you. And he will also forgive you. And he'll also save you as well. The wee hymn says, now none but Christ can satisfy, none other name for me. There's love, there's life, there's lasting joy. Lord Jesus, found in thee.